Alright, hey, VC Jeff here again. Time for another contest entry. Figured I'd knock out two of them today at least. Who knows, maybe I'll do another one. Anyway, thanks for joining me again. Anyway, this one is for Steve over at All the World's a Stage. He started this in May. I meant to get on it. I kept forgetting about it. I realized now it's going to run out. The contest ends on June 17th, so we better get on this. It's all centered around the fact that he's turning 65, which I really find hard to believe. He doesn't look like he's anywhere near that age. Looks younger than me. But anyway, hope I look that good at 65. But anyway, so it's not, he can't go by his birth date, so he's going by the year 1965, because obviously there's more music happening at that point than there was prior to that, as far as we could, show. So now at first I was kind of thinking, well, I don't have a lot from the 60s. I was born in 66, so that would have been a little before my time, and I don't have a lot of music from that time. So, but I did look through at some of the key events that happened, and so I'm going to get by with what I've got. So, he wanted to see your favorite album from 1965, and yes, I probably would much prefer showing, one of the Beatles albums, Rubber Soul or something, but I don't have that. So we're dealing with what I've got in my possession, and hopefully that'll be enough to get us by. So out of my collection, here's my favorite album from 1965. Okay, come on. It ain't that bad. I've actually listened to this quite a bit, and it's an enjoyable album. I've got a couple of Herb Alpert albums, and it's enjoyable. My kids will come through and say, "What are you listening to? It sounds like you're at Busch Gardens or something." But it sounds to me like game show music that you saw in the 70s. It seemed like they were playing this kind of music. But anyway, I like the album. I'm not one of the ones, there are some people out there that have multiple copies, but and I know it's a running joke, but it's a good album. So 1965. Now, favorite song, there are a ton of great songs from 1965, and again, I can't necessarily say this is my absolute favorite, but it is one that I've got a copy of. So I'm going to go with California Girls by the Beach Boys, and this is the David Lee Roth edition, EP single type thing that he did for that, because I do not have the Beach Boys album that it came from. So we're going to go with that. And then some kind of a famous event, somebody born, somebody died, something in 1965 that's a key event. And when I did a quick look through as to some of the key events that happened there, I did realize that, remember that was the year that Stan Laurel died. Now, you may be more familiar, if you're of our age group, we grew up watching reruns of like Laurel and Hardy, Little Rascals, all these things that were filmed around the Al Roach Studios and all that. And so the old black and white Laurel and Hardy, the movies, things along that line, Abbott and Costello, all of those kind of comedy things from that time frame were part of my childhood. And then I've recently, I guess not too terribly long ago, I just can't remember the name, there was a whole biographical type movie about the relationship between Laurel and Hardy, off stage and some of those issues. And that was very touching. So, but then you come to find out that somebody that you grew up watching a lot of their movies and shorts by, turns out they passed away a year before you were born. It just kind of is weird. Kind of really places. He was 74 years old. Had a heart attack. So, these guys were popular, like the Little Rascals and stuff, in the 30s, 40s. So, this is stuff my parents would have been watching prime time at the theaters and stuff, because that would have been their young age stuff. But we got to watch these things as reruns. And so anyway, I just, when I realized that that's right, he passed away that year, it's just it kind of puts it in its place, because wow, here's somebody that I grew up watching. Turns out he was passed away before I was even born, way before I even watched them. Anyway, that's it. Hopefully that's enough, Steve, for this. I am looking forward to whatever the mystery box set is, because man, you've got a lot of great box sets you've shown, and I could sure use one. So anyway, here's my contest entry. Thanks a lot, people, for watching. Rock on and rock hard.